Welcome everyone to this special session of the Postal Classroom. Today, we are opening the book on a brand new era for the Indian postal sector. We are looking at the Post Office Rules 2024, which officially came into force on December 16, 2024. First, we have the Circle Head. In our hierarchy, the Circle Head is the Chief Postmaster General or any officer exercising those specific powers within a designated postal circle. They are the top-tier administrators for their respective regions. Moving one level closer to the ground, we have the Divisional Head. These are the directors, senior superintendents, or chief postmasters who oversee the actual postal or RMS, Railway Mail Service divisions. Next, let's define the environment and the action. What is a mail office? Legally, it refers to the premises used for handling, processing, or transmitting postal items. It is the engine room where the mail moves. And what constitutes the mail service itself? This is defined broadly to cover almost everything: collection, handling, transmission, delivery, forwarding, returning, and even the holding of items. If it involves a letter or a parcel moving from point A to point B, it is part of the mail service. The Universal Postal Service represents the soul of the postal mission. It is defined as a suite of affordable postal services that are made available to all users, ensuring connectivity regardless of geographic location. This commitment is not limited to domestic borders. The rule explicitly includes services available to users both within and outside the country. By establishing this definition in Rule 2, the government ensures that a baseline of communication remains a right for every citizen, rather than a luxury. On the other side of the spectrum, we have value-added services. While the Universal Postal Service provides the essential foundation, value-added services are the add-on features provided on top of those standard mail services. These are designed for users who require more than just basic delivery, such as enhanced tracking, specialized handling, or premium speed. By separating these two, Rule 2 allows the post office to balance its duty to the public with a modern, competitive edge in the logistics market. The post office is now a financial giant. It provides financial services including banking, savings banks, and modern payment systems. Need to send money? Rule 3 authorizes money remittance services, both domestic and international. Looking for security? They offer insurance services like life insurance. Beyond that, they handle citizen-centric services authorized by the central government. Think of it as the government's front door for the common man. With such a vast range of services, someone needs to be the chief architect. That brings us to Rule 4, authorization of services by Director General. The Director General, DG, is given significant power here to ensure the post office stays relevant. The DG is empowered to introduce new products, modify existing ones, or even discontinue services listed in Rule 3 if they are no longer needed. Furthermore, the DG can enter into collaborations with public or private entities. This means the post office can partner with tech companies or other agencies to bring you better, faster services. But wait, who makes the big picture policies? That is where Rule 5, the Postal Services Board, comes in. Rule 5 establishes the board as the apex policy-making body. This isn't just a casual meeting of minds. The board has perpetual succession and a common seal. Finally, we have Rule 6, Board Composition. This is a simple but vital rule. It states that the central government will specify exactly who sits on the board, their powers, functions, and duties. This is done formally through a notification in the Official Gazette, ensuring that the leadership structure is transparent and legally grounded. Let's start with Rule 7, Exclusive Privilege on Stamps. This rule is foundational because it protects the integrity of our national postal currency. Under Rule 7, the central government or the Director General holds the sole authority to issue definitive, commemorative, and special postage stamps. This means no other entity in the country has the legal right to produce what we officially recognize as a postage stamp philatelic advisory committee. Under this rule, the central government has the power to form a specialized committee to provide expert advice. This committee focuses on the issuance of commemorative and special stamps and other related philatelic matters. They help decide who or what gets honored on a stamp, ensuring that each issue meets a high standard of national significance and artistic quality. Gone are the days when a physical stamp was your only option. Under Rule 9, the Post Office has embraced the digital age to make sending mail as seamless as possible. You now have 4 primary ways to pay for mail services. Cash, for those who prefer traditional transactions. Digital modes, this includes UPI, credit cards, and other electronic payments. Postage stamps, the classic method we discussed in Part 3. Franking machine impressions, essential for bulk mailers and businesses. Have you ever wondered why a postman is so careful about marking a letter as refused or unclaimed? Under Rule 13, these official marks are more than just notes, they are legal proof. Specifically, if a postal item bears a mark indicating it was refused, unclaimed, or undeliverable, that mark is considered sufficient proof of that fact in legal proceedings. Furthermore, these marks are valid evidence in any proceedings initiated to recover postage that is due to the government. Essentially, the post office's stamp on the envelope acts as a witness to the transaction's outcome. This is a brief but critical legal distinction. Rule 14 defines exactly who the sender is in the eyes of the law. The sender is deemed to be the person or address from whom the item purports to have come. Why is this important? Because it allows the post office to hold the person listed on the return address accountable for charges or prohibited contents, even if they aren't the one who physically dropped it in the mailbox. It creates a clear line of responsibility based on the information provided on the item itself. Finally, Rule 15 establishes who has the right to put these powerful marks on your mail. The Director General is the one who authorizes specific officers to mark items. These authorized marks can denote several things: that postage or other sums are due on the item, that the mark itself serves as proof of that debt, that the item was refused, rejected, or remains unclaimed. This rule ensures that only trained, authorized personnel can create the legal evidence we discussed in Rule 13, maintaining the integrity of the entire postal record. A letter is only as good as its address. Rule 11 gives the Director General the authority to set the standards for how items should be addressed. This ensures consistency and helps automated sorting systems work efficiently. More importantly, the Director General is the official master of the PIN. They are responsible for managing, allocating, and publishing postcodes or postal index number (PIN) codes. In our digital world, the Act even extends the definition of a postcode to include digital codes or combinations of letters and digits to identify geographic locations more precisely. Finally, let's talk about the world beyond our borders. Rule 12 empowers the central government to provide services that further international postal cooperation. This isn't done in isolation. It happens in strict conformity with the Universal Postal Union regulations and international laws. Whether we are collaborating with other countries or international entities, the Director General has the authority to issue regulations that keep India's postal system connected to the global network. It ensures that a letter sent from a small village in India can reliably reach a mailbox in Paris or Tokyo. Interception cannot just be ordered by anyone. There is a clear chain of command. The competent authority. Primarily, an order for interception must be made by a member of the Postal Board looking after operations. Unavoidable circumstances. If the board member is unavailable, an officer not below the rank of a regional head or regional director may issue the order. Emergencies. In truly urgent cases where a prior order isn't feasible, a divisional head can direct an interception. But here is the crucial safeguard. If a divisional head acts in an emergency, they must inform the competent authority within 3 working days and get the order confirmed within 7 working days. If that confirmation doesn't arrive in time, the interception must stop immediately. How long can the government hold your mail? Rule 1611 is very clear. Initial duration. An order is valid for a maximum of 30 days. Maximum extension. It can be extended, but the total period cannot exceed 90 days. Final disposal. Once the 90 days are up, the item must be handed over to the concerned law enforcement authority. To oversee everything, the government constitutes a review committee chaired by the Director General, POS, along with 2 other board members. This committee meets at least once every 3 months to review every single interception direction issued, ensuring absolute accountability. However, the government isn't indifferent to your loss. Under Rule 19, the central government provides compensation for loss or damage to items, but it comes with strict limitations. Actual value. Compensation is capped. It can never exceed the actual amount of the loss or the damage sustained. Regulation bound. The specific amounts and the process for claiming are governed by supplementary regulations. There are 3 red lines where the post office will not pay any compensation. Prohibited items. If you send something that is legally banned from transmission, you forfeit any right to a claim. Sender negligence. If the loss was caused by your own fault, such as poor packaging or an incorrect address, the post office is not liable. Force majeure. This is the legal term for unavoidable catastrophes. If a natural disaster, like a flood or earthquake, destroys the mail, the government is exempt from paying claims. And with that, we have officially completed our deep dive into the Post Office Rules 2024 and the Post Office Act 2023. Thank you so much for watching and for being a part of the Postal Classroom. Navigating these legal changes is no small feat, but staying informed is what makes you a professional leader in the postal sector. If you found this masterclass helpful, please like this video so we know which topics resonate most with you. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a lesson in our departmental series. Comment below if you have a specific rule you'd like us to elaborate on in a future Q&A session. Knowledge is the most valuable item we deliver. Keep learning, keep growing, and I will see you in the next class.